going for lunch today. We're late. We did not do the stream as part of our morning routine today because I was being forced by, well, our contractor or employee or accountant to do something I've been putting off for a long time. And I realized that's actually more common than I realized. I literally pay employees and people to tell me to do things sometimes. They organize my life around me when my life can be a big mess because starting a business, being an entrepreneur, is very messy. And I appreciate that about them. But it's just a realization. It's kind of ironic how we pay people to tell us what to do. I've paid for like a trainer before for um, getting me to go to the gym. Shout out to Abe if he's listening. And that was really useful. You pay people to solve problems for you, and sometimes that you are the problem, and they just tell you what to do. In fact, Arvin here, he doesn't want to be on camera, and I'll respect his decision because that's what we are as a company. We request for consent before we put people on camera. But he wants to be prepared and nice looking before he gets on camera. See, I told him, look, just be raw, real, live. That's what it's about. But it's okay. We respect his decision to be a perfectionist. Now, it's funny. We were actually talking about selling. Well, our parents selling our places or our homes as we're moving out from their homes. My mom sold her house recently. His mom sold her house recently, and I did some math or some quick calculations to determine what well whatever the money they made, how much would they have made if they had put that money in a bank? Or let me rephrase that. What rate of interest would they have had to earn in the bank to make the money that they made by investing or buying their own home? I didn't really prepare to do a screen sharing, but I'll just give a quick update on what this function is. And I only actually myself came across this function recently. It's called the IRR, or the internal rate of return. And we will be actually updating the website and web app and including this function in for all our lease tokens moving forward. And the question that this function or this calculation answers is how, like, what rate of return or what interest rate would your bank have to give you for you to make a similar return on this sort of investment? So I think it's a really useful comparative function to help you understand the profitability of a certain investment and even evaluate decisions moving forward, but also evaluate decisions in the past and truly show or present to you the opportunity cost of that decision. And I think that decision comes in, those kind of decisions come in many forms, and you can evaluate the IRR of really any decision. Even, for example, if you have a pet or a cat or a dog, and you measure out, like, say, here's a quick example, and we might revisit this later with a proper sheet and screen sharing. But if you had a dog that wakes you up every day, and because they wake you up every day, you go to the gym, and then you go to work. You're never late, and it gives you a better sense of, um, it helps you feel better. You could measure the value of what that dog does for you, similar to maybe how a personal trainer might be. So say you pay a personal trainer, you know, what's that? Maybe 300 a month. You pay a personal trainer 300 a month, but instead of having a personal trainer kind of engage you in this way, your dog does that for you. And then the question you have to ask is, how much have you paid for that dog, and what is the rate of return on your pet dog compared to how much you might have spent on a personal trainer, and determine whether it was a great opportunity cost or not. Of course, it's a very limited perspective, and most financial calculations are they're limited to what you want to determine in this case and what you're comparing against. In the case of the IRR function, it would be interest rate, or in the case of the dog versus trainer, it's dog versus trainer. I don't know if you've had more thoughts like this or considered decisions in this way. If you have, let me know, and I'd like to dig into some more um, thought processes in this manner. But maybe next time I'll actually just start with a screen share and show you guys the power of the IRR function and how it can help you make financial decisions, if not other life decisions that you want to make from an emotional standpoint. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again soon.